In the show, CNN releasing a story on EPA Administrator Scott Pruitt, and it's how CNN implies that the Trump administration will let a mining company destroy pristine Bristol Bay in the Bering Sea of Alaska. John Stossel earlier says the Obama administration rejected the mine without even considering it. Just roll tape.
The true story is that Obama's EPA broke precedent, and before this company could even submit an environmental impact statement, which is the standard, they submit it, and then the government says okay or no. They said, you can't even submit this report.
Joining us now is Tom Collier, this gentleman right here. He's Pebble Partnership CEO. He wanted to build the mine. That's correct. You're the guy who wanted to build this thing.
I'm the guy who wanted to build this thing.
And it was rejected before, out of hand, right from the get-go.
First time in the history of the Clean Water Act that anyone has ever said that a company couldn't even file an application for a permit to build a project.
You wanted to
We spent $750 billion. Million. Excuse me.
You spent
$750 million getting ready to go into permit. That's what these things cost to go into permitting.
You're kidding me.
No.
Wait a minute.
And then Obama wouldn't
million?
even let us file a permit application.
$750 million?
That's right.
What, just for an application?
Well, to get ready, all the environmental planning that's necessary. I mean, you've also got to figure out where your project is and where you're going to build your mine.
And that's just lost.
That's, well, it would have been under the Obama administration. But two things. One is, took them to court, got a federal judge to issue a preliminary injunction against them, and then there was an election. Okay. And that's changed.
So that changed things.
Yes, it did.
Scott Pruitt's really changed things.
Changed things. But, you know, a dirty little secret is that the Obama administration really was so embarrassed by what they'd done that just before the election, they'd reached a deal with us. We were going to have a settlement of our litigation. And then at the last minute, the administrator of EPA reneged on her deal.
That's a disgrace.
The whole thing is a disgrace.
You're right. Now, you wanted to mine not for oil or gas, not fossil fuels. You wanted to mine for what, copper and gold?
Gold and copper and silver and molybdenum, yeah.
And was the mine on the Bering Sea, where, you know, pristine environment?
Bristol Bay is the location, but no, it's over 100 miles from Bristol Bay.
What are you going to do now?
Well, we're going to file our permit application in December. We're filing for a project that's much smaller than the environmental community is out there telling the world they think we're going to file for. The misinformation that has been put out there on this project is outrageous, and it's been done for a specific intent. It's the way the environmental community raises their funds. They raise money around my project, and then they spend it on all kinds of things. But full-page ads in the New York Times. When I walked into that CNN story, I knew it wasn't going to be fair because the backdrop was a picture of a raging river and a large lake that were 130 miles from our desolate little mine location.
They set you up.
No, you know, they thought they did. But our position still remains. All we want to do is file a permit, and if we can show we can build this mine without damaging that fishery, we get a permit, and then we'll build it.
Tom Collier, file that request and come back and tell us how you're doing, please.
We'll do it, and thank you for your time today.
Oh, you're most welcome,
Appreciate
Tom.
it.
Great to have you on the show. Thank you, sir.